The next sutta is 55.7. On one occasion, the Blessed One was walking on tour among the Kosalans, together with a great sangha of monks, when he reached the Brahmin village of the Kosalans, named Bamboo Gate. Then the Brahmin householders of Bamboo Gate heard, "It is said, sirs, that the ascetic Gotama, the son of the Sakyans, who went forth from a Sakyan family, has been walking on tour among the Kosalans, together with a great sangha of monks, and has arrived at Bamboo Gate. Now a good report concerning that Master Gotama has spread about thus. That Blessed One is an Arahant, Sammasambuddha, accomplished in true knowledge and conduct, fortunate, knower of the world, unsurpassed leader of persons to be tamed, teacher of devas and humans, the enlightened one, the Blessed One. Having realized by his own direct knowledge this world with its devas, Mara and Brahma, this generation with its ascetics and Brahmins, its devas and humans, he makes it known to others. He teaches a Dhamma that is good in the beginning, good in the middle, good in the end, with the right meaning and phrasing. He reveals a holy life that is perfectly complete and pure. It is good to see such Arahants." Then those Brahmin householders of Bamboo Gate approached the Blessed One. Having approached, some paid homage to the Blessed One and sat down to one side. Some greeted the Blessed One, and having exchanged greetings and cordial talk, sat down to one side. Some extended their joint hands in reverential salutation towards the Blessed One, and sat down to one side. Some announced their name and clan to the Blessed One, and sat down to one side. Some remained silent, and sat down to one side. Sitting to one side, those Brahmin householders of Bamboo Gate said to the Blessed One, "Master Gotama, we have such wishes, desires and hopes as these. May we dwell in a home crowded with children. May we enjoy Kasi or Kasian sandalwood. May we wear garlands, scents and unguents. May we receive gold and silver. With the breakup of the body after death, may we be reborn in a good destination in a heavenly world. As we have such wishes, desires and hopes, let Master Gotama teach us the Dhamma in a way that we might dwell in a home crowded with children, enjoying Kasian sandalwood, wear garlands, scents and unguents, receive gold and silver, and with the breakup of the body after death, be reborn in heaven." Stop here for a moment. You see, these people, just like a lot of worldly people, you want to enjoy life now, and after death, you want to be born in heaven again. Who doesn't want? And the Buddha said, "I will teach you householders a Dhamma exposition applicable to oneself. Listen to that and attend closely. I will speak." "Yes, sir," those Brahmin householders of Bamboo Gate replied. The Blessed One said, "What householders is the Dhamma exposition applicable to oneself? Here, householders, a noble disciple reflects thus, I am one who wishes to live, who does not wish to die. I desire happiness and am averse to suffering. Since I am one who wishes to live and does not wish to die, and I desire happiness and am averse to suffering, if someone were to take my life, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to me. Now if I were to take the life of another, of one who wishes to live, who does not wish to die, who desires happiness and is averse to suffering, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to the other either. What is displeasing and disagreeable to me is displeasing and disagreeable to the other person too. How can I inflict upon another what is displeasing and disagreeable to me? Having reflected thus, he himself abstains from the destruction of life, exhorts others to abstain from the destruction of life, and speaks in praise of abstinence from the destruction of life. Thus, this bodily conduct of his is purified in three respects. Stop here for a moment. So here the Buddha says, because you don't want others to take your life, you should not take the life of others also, because they also value their life. Then the Buddha said, you practice in three ways. First, you keep the precept yourself, and then you exhort others, encourage others to keep the precept, and then you speak in praise of keeping the precept. So these are the three respects. Again, householders, a noble disciple reflects thus, if someone were to take from me what I have not given, that is, to commit theft, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to me. Now, if I were to take from another what he has not given, that is, to commit theft, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to the other either. What is displeasing and disagreeable to me is displeasing and disagreeable to the other too. How can I inflict upon another what is displeasing and disagreeable to me? Having reflected thus, he himself abstains from taking what is not given, exhorts others to abstain from taking what is not given, and speaks in praise of abstinence from taking what is not given. Thus, his bodily conduct of his is purified in three respects. Again, householders, a noble disciple reflects thus: if someone were to commit adultery with my wives, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to me. Now, if I were to commit adultery with the wives of others, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to the other either. What is displeasing and disagreeable to me is displeasing and disagreeable to the other too. How can I inflict upon another what is displeasing and disagreeable to me? Having reflected thus, he himself abstains from sexual misconduct, exhorts others to abstain from sexual misconduct, and speaks in praise of abstinence from sexual misconduct. Thus, this bodily conduct of his is purified in three respects. Again, householders, a noble disciple reflects thus: if someone were to damage my welfare with false speech, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to me. Now, if I were to damage the welfare of another with false speech, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to the other either. What is displeasing and disagreeable to me is displeasing and disagreeable to the other too. How can I inflict upon another what is displeasing and disagreeable to me? Having reflected thus, he himself abstains from false speech, exhorts others to abstain from false speech, and speaks in praise of abstinence from false speech. Thus, this verbal conduct of his is purified in three respects. Again, householders, a noble disciple reflects thus: if someone were to divide me from my friends by divisive speech, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to me. Now, if I were to divide another from his friends by divisive speech, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to the other either. Thus, this verbal conduct of his is purified in three respects in the same way. Again, householders, a noble disciple reflects thus: if someone were to address me with harsh speech or coarse speech, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to me. Now, if I were to address another with harsh speech, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to the other either. So he keeps this precept now. Thus, this verbal conduct of his is purified in three respects. Again, householders, a noble disciple reflects thus: if someone were to address me with frivolous speech and idle chatter or idle gossip, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to me. Now, if I were to address another with frivolous speech and idle gossip, that would not be pleasing and agreeable to the other either. What is displeasing and disagreeable to me, it is pleasing and disagreeable to the other too. How can I inflict upon another what is displeasing and disagreeable to me? Having reflected thus, he himself abstains from idle chatter, exhorts others to abstain from idle chatter, and speaks in praise of abstinence from idle chatter. Thus, this verbal conduct of his is purified in three respects. He possesses confirmed confidence in the Buddha. He possesses confirmed confidence in the Dhamma, in the Sangha. He possesses the virtues dear to the noble ones. When householders, the noble disciple possesses these 7 good qualities and these 4 desirable states. If he wishes, he could by himself declare of himself, I am one finished with hell, finished with the animal realm, finished with the domain of ghosts, finished with the plane of misery, the bad destinations, the nether world. I am a stream enterer, no longer bound to the nether world, fixed in destiny, with enlightenment as my destination. And this was said, the Brahmin householders of Bamboo Gate said, Magnificent Master Gotama. And they took refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. And they said, from today let the Blessed One remember us as lay followers who have gone for refuge for life. So this sutta, you notice carefully, that the Buddha taught them 7 precepts. In this earliest stage of the Buddha's ministry, teaching, he used to teach 7 precepts, because these 7 precepts are Aryan precepts. When we look into the Noble Eightfold Path, the Sila, consists of three factors, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. And these comprise these 7 precepts. And then the Buddha said, on top of the 7 precepts, you should have unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and keep this Arin Sila, then you will never be reborn in the woeful destinations. So for most lay people, this is what we should teach them. You can enjoy life now, and you can still enjoy life in the future birth if you follow these 7 precepts and study enough Dhamma so that you have unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. The next sutta, 55.8. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Nyatika in the brick hall. Then the Venerable Ananda approached the Blessed One, paid homage to him, sat down to one side and said, Venerable Sir, the monk named Salha has died. What is his destination? What is his future born? The bhikkhuni named Nanda has died. What is her destination? What is her future born? The male lay follower named Sudatta has died. What is his destination? What is his future born? The female lay follower named Sujata has died. What is her destination? What is her future born? And the Buddha said, Ananda, the monk Salha who has died by the destruction of the asavas in this very life had entered and dwelt in the taintless liberation by mind, liberation by wisdom, realizing it for himself with direct knowledge. The Nanda who has died had with the utter destruction of the 5 lower fetters become one of spontaneous birth, due to attain Nibbana there without returning from that world. The male lay follower Sudatta who has died had with the utter destruction of 3 fetters and with the diminishing of greed, hatred and delusion become a once returner who, after coming back to this world only one more time, will make an end to suffering. The female lay follower Sujata who has died had with the utter destruction of 3 fetters become a stream enterer, no longer bound to the nether world, fixed in destiny, with enlightenment as her destination. It is not surprising, Ananda, that a human being should die. But if each time someone has died, you approach and question me about this matter, that would be troublesome for the Tathagata. Therefore, Ananda, I will teach you a Dhamma exposition called the Mirror of the Dhamma, equipped with which a noble disciple, if he wishes, could by himself declare of himself, I am one finished with hell, finished with the animal realm, finished with the domain of ghosts, finished with the plane of misery, the bad destinations, the nether world. I am a stream enterer, no longer bound to the nether world, fixed in destiny, with enlightenment as my destination. And what, Ananda, is the Dhamma exposition, the mirror of the Dhamma, equipped with which a noble disciple, if he wishes, could by himself declare thus of himself? Here, Ananda, a noble disciple possesses confirmed confidence in the Buddha. He possesses confirmed confidence in the Dhamma. He possesses confirmed confidence in the Sangha. He possesses the virtues, moral conduct, dear to the noble ones, Aryans, leading to concentration. This, Ananda, is that Dhamma exposition, the mirror of the Dhamma, equipped with which a noble disciple, if he wishes, could by himself declare of himself, I am one finished with hell, finished with the woeful plains. I am a stream enterer, no longer bound to the nether world, fixed in destiny, with enlightenment as my destination. So here, the Buddha is saying that we should examine ourselves, whether we have these 4 qualities, unshakable faith in the Buddha, in the Dhamma and the Sangha. And we possess the 7 precepts called the Arin Sila, the 3 bodily precepts. That means not to kill, not to steal, not to commit sexual misconduct. And 4 verbal precepts, not to lie, not to engage in malicious or divisive speech. Malicious speech means speech motivated by anger. We divide people or we talk bad about somebody purposely. And then the 3rd verbal precept is not to engage in coarse language, engage in coarse speech. And the last one is not to engage in idle gossip, idle chatter. So If we have these four factors, then we can be sure that we will never be reborn in the woeful planes of existence. But you must remember, to have unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, you must know enough Dhamma. If you don't have right view, you cannot have unshakable faith. You must learn enough Dhamma, the understanding of the Four Noble Truths, then only we can have unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. And if you have that four qualities of stream entry, then you will realize that you have not wasted this life. A lot of people waste their life, the human life. And you'll be very glad that you have spent this life in the most worthwhile way, better than becoming the king of the whole world. The next sutta is 55.12. Asavati. The Buddha said, monks, the Brahmins proclaim a way called going upwards. They enjoin the disciple thus: come, good man, get up early and walk facing east. Do not avoid a pit, that means a hole, or a precipice, or a stump, or a thorny place, or a village pool, or a cesspool, a shithole. You should expect death wherever you fall. Thus, good man, with the breakup of the body after death, you will be reborn in a good destination in a heavenly world. Now, this practice of the Brahmins, monks, is a foolish course, a stupid course. It does not lead to revulsion, to dispassion, to cessation, to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nibbana. But I, monks, proclaim the way going upwards in the Noble One's discipline, the way which leads to utter revulsion, to dispassion, to cessation, to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nibbana. And what, monks, is that way going upwards which leads to utter revulsion, to dispassion, to cessation, to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nibbana? Here, monks, a noble disciple possesses confirmed confidence in the Buddha. He possesses confirmed confidence in the Dhamma. He possesses confirmed confidence in the Sangha. He possesses the virtues dear to the Noble Ones. This, monks, is that way going upwards which leads to utter revulsion, to dispassion, to cessation, peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nibbana. That's the end of the sutta. So you see, during the Buddha's time also they have such silly teachings as to get up early and walk facing east. Any hole, don't avoid, fall into that hole. Any shit hole also you go inside. Any thorn also you just step on it. Any pool also you fall into it. Silly teaching, but the Buddha says he teaches the way of wisdom, that we should attain these four factors of stream entry, have unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and possess the Aryan Sila, the 7 precepts. The next sutta I'm going to read is 55.17. The Buddha said, monks, those for whom you have compassion and who think you should be heeded, whether friends or colleagues, relatives or kinsmen, these you should exhort, settle and establish in the four factors of stream entry. What for? You should exhort, settle and establish them in confirmed confidence in the Buddha. Monks, there may be alteration in the four great elements, in the earth element, water element, heat element, air element, but there cannot be alteration in the noble disciple who possesses confirmed confidence in the Buddha. Therein this is alteration, that the noble disciple who possesses confirmed confidence in the Buddha might be reborn in hell, in the animal realm, or in the domain of ghosts. This is impossible. You should exhort, settle and establish them in confirmed confidence in the Dhamma. You should exhort, settle and establish them in confirmed confidence in the Sangha. And you should establish them in the virtues dear to the Noble Ones, Aryan Sila, leading to concentration. Monks, there may be alteration in the four great elements, but there cannot be alteration in the noble disciple who possesses the four factors. Therein this is alteration, that the noble disciple who possesses four factors might be reborn in the woeful plains. This is impossible. Those for whom you have compassion and who think you should be heeded, listen. Whether friends or colleagues, relatives or kinsmen, These you should exhort, settle and establish them in the 4 factors of stream entry. That's the end of the sutta. So the Buddha is saying that those people who are near and dear to us and who also are willing to listen to us, we should bring them to have unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and to keep the Arin Sila, the 7 precepts. And the Buddha says, somebody who has these 4 factors of stream entry, it is impossible that they will be reborn in the woeful plains. So it is good to establish your children, your parents and those near and beloved to you, whether relatives or friends, in these 4 things. Okay, I think I'll stop here for tonight. We can discuss anything. You see, for the Buddha or the Arhants, if they want to know something, they have to sit down and contemplate. And for them to contemplate, they have to go into jhana first. They have to sit down and go into samadhi, into states of deep concentration. Then when we withdraw from there, the mind is very peaceful. Then when they contemplate, they can know what they want to know. So like in everyday life, the Buddha doesn't know a lot of things. He has to sit down and meditate, then only he knows. There's an example of this in the Mahathera Sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya. One day our Venerable Mahamoggallana, coming back from alms round, he finished his food and he was doing walking meditation. When he was doing walking meditation, suddenly he felt the stomach very heavy because Mara went into his stomach. Then to contemplate, he went inside his kuti, sat down, entered jhana. Then he got to know that Mara was inside his stomach. Then he asked Mara to get out. You see, he just walking meditation, he doesn't know, he has to sit down and get into samadhi, then only he knows. Yes. But the problem with nowadays, these people who practice vipassana meditation is that they use a different criteria. They use the 16 jhanas in the Visuddhi Magga, which is not mentioned in the Discourses of the Buddha. So those 16 jhanas just is not valid at all. Not valid at all. We know of a few people who have attained all these 16 jhanas and then you give up Buddhism, they change their religion. If you look into my book, this I think mindfulness, recollection and concentration, this word jhana literally means fire or brightness, something that is burning or bright. Okay, so when applied to meditation, when we enter the state of jhana, your mind becomes bright, burns like fire. That's why, like the Buddha is called Angirasa. Light streams out from his head, the aura Where does this aura come from? From the fire within. This fire is due to meditation. When the mind becomes one-pointed, the energy is focused at one point. So it's like a laser beam full of energy. So because of that, light is emitted. Especially at the fourth jhana, upwards. The Buddha says, when a person attains the fourth jhana, the whole body becomes bright. So this brightness is not from outside. The brightness is from within. There are some people, they talk about seeing a nimitta, and the nimitta becomes bright. But like Ajahn Mahabua, Tongpo Mahabua in Thailand, he says that the light comes from within the chest, the light comes outwards. It's getting quite noisy, you probably have to stop.